Blog Talk Radio.
Basically.
What the hell is that?
I'm sorry. Well.
Welcome to the Will and Thunder Show. Will and Thunder Show. Thunder. Will and Thunder Show.
Welcome to the Will and Thunder Show.
Well, hello there again. It's Tuesday night. You know what that means. It's another edition of the Will and Thunder Show. I am Kevin Thunder, and out here somewhere in the lands, I've got a William Telltale. How you doing there, buddy? How we making it?
I'm still trying to figure out where in the land I am.
I really don't know, man. Look, I've been trying to figure that out for over 30 years.
Spacing. We got a great show for you tonight, Alek.
Patience.
Huh?
I thought you said patience.
No, I said.
Because 30 years is patience. I didn't give my first wife that much time.
I said spacing.
Oh.
Anyway, we got a hell of a show for you tonight. We got a phenomenal guitar player, axe shredder virtuoso, Mr. Alek Darson. He'll be with us in about 25 or 30 minutes. First, we do a little warm-up segment where we talk about the metal, the news about heavy metal and everything, since this is a metal show. But before we get into that, I got a little surprise for you there, Thunder. Yeah, I've started on my blog, which is williamtelltale.blogspot.com, and
Okay, I was waiting for
that. As well as on my Facebook page. I've started a little folder where I'm putting pictures in of me wearing the T-shirts of the bands that I've interviewed and reviewed. And
very, very cool. But you know what? Don't be selfish. I need T-shirts too.
Well, that's what I wanted to surprise you about. I can't ask for 2 shirts. I can ask for 1, but one of our favorite guests that we've had so far said, "Hey, let's get Thunder one too."
Really?
Yeah, it'd be Mr. Mick James.
Well, you know what? I know what shirt you're talking about. And I can't wait to have one.
Well, he asked me if you should get the one that says "I'm Mick James's bitch," and I was about to say yes, but I decided I didn't want to do that to him.
You know what? I'd have taken that one and gave it to my wife. I'm ready to spread the wealth there. You know what?
Well,
anyway, so Mick James is giving us a couple T-shirts right now. What a guy, man.
Yeah, I've got. There's only one T-shirt, one picture up there right now, and that's from Madison Rising, and we haven't even done their show yet. But coming, we've got Rise Back, Antagonizers, Who Was I? And I'm drawing a huge blank here. But there's 2 others.
So you got a bunch of T-shirts. You're throwing it up on your blog of you wearing the T-shirts, rocking out, and showing some support for the bands that we've had on our show.
Absolutely. And you're gonna get a Mick James. You're gonna get a Mick James shirt. And there's one more. One more. I can't remember who. But that's not important. Let's do the news now.
I read the news today, oh boy.
All right, welcome to the news. You got anything for us, Thunder?
Hey, man, you got to get a little more lively than that. Welcome to the news. This is rock and roll news, man. Let's talk about some rock and roll, man. Let's get a little lively here.
Welcome to the news.
Much better right there, man. Get a little ground kicking there. But, yeah, I got a little story right here. Has to do with, there's a band, I just discovered them a little while ago. Really, really great band. Adrenaline Mob. One of their drummer, phenomenal drummer, Mike Portnoy. One of the best drummers I've ever heard in my life. I love his offbeats and all that. But anyway, this week at one of their shows, some, may I say, dumbass wears one of the new Dream Theater T-shirts to the concert. And he kind of called the guy out. Like, listen, man, and look, yes, I was with them, but I'm not with them. I'm not a part of that album. I don't understand why you'd put this, together like that. But, I mean, and it's like wearing a Sammy Hagar shirt to go see Van Halen with, the great guy right there. It just makes no sense to me. Why are you going to come and show David Lee a shirt like that? Same thing to Mike Portnoy.
Or like, actually, a better analogy would be, because there's even worse blood. I mean, there's a lot of bad blood between Portnoy and Dream Theater. But so a better analogy would be somebody wearing a Metallica shirt to go to get an autograph from Dave Mustaine.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's just bad taste right there. I mean, and I understand if you don't know metal and you're thinking, oh yeah, well I know this guy and I know he played for Dream Theater, and go out to your local music store and buy a Dream Theater T-shirt, but do your homework, man.
Yeah, that guy, like.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, I damn sure wouldn't wear a Metallica shirt to go get an autograph from Dave Mustaine. Actually, Dave Mustaine wouldn't tweet about it. Dave Mustaine would just whoop your ass.
Oh, exactly. Or that's like going to a Dream Theater concert with a shirt with a picture of that jackass on it. Excuse me, I'm making right.
Oh yeah, yeah, one of a Jeff Tate shirt or something.
Exactly.
Yeah. Anyway, that kind of derailed me there on the Queensrÿche thing, but that's me. Yeah.
Going a little too fast, faster than my brain does. I need to learn how to slow that down, especially with my wife.
Well, do you remember a while back I told you about this crazy band from Japan? They're playing a lot of heavy metal and everything, and it's these two teenage girls, or actually three teenage girls, baby metal, and they're playing this really heavy music and everything, and they're just dancing around, singing basically Japanese pop. They're called baby metal. Remember what I told you about them a while back?
I do remember. They played a little bit for us, and it's kind of like if you take a death metal band and you have them play behind one of those dance machines in the arcade.
Right. And the vocals sound like the soundtrack of some of these Japanese animation movies with with the real cute sounding girl harmonizing and stuff like that. But this music is heavy metal. But anyway, they're called baby metal. Anyway, they finally they've been taking the internet by storm, but they finally played their first show in the United States this week, and it was at the Fonda Theater in L.A. that seats about 1,200 people, and it was sold out. So
that's amazing.
That's impressive.
On the internet right there, and they're good. Don't get me wrong. They've got definitely a unique sound, and the music behind it's really, really good. But the combination of the two is kind of disturbing to your brain. I mean, you're trying to put the two together. It's kind of hard.
One of these things is not like the other.
Exactly. I mean, it's exactly what it's like.
Well,
it's like
I like them. The band that's behind them is really talented. I mean, maybe not in their song "Gimme Chocolate," which is the first single or hit or whatever they came out with, but some of their other stuff. I mean, you can hear some definite talent in the music that accompanies them. But they're if I can,
when they sold out.
They sold out. I'm here in North Carolina. I mean, I wouldn't drive to Atlanta to see them. But if they came to like Myrtle Beach or something, that's about an hour and a half away from me. I'd go. or if they came to Raleigh, which is an hour, I'd go. But just to see what their show's like.
That's crazy.
I would definitely go, and I'd be rocking out. I'd bring a Hershey bar and have them autograph it. So, give me chocolate.
Right? Yeah, that's one of those things there. You kind of widen your horizons right there. Take a listen to that. I mean, as we said, the music's good, and then the lyrics are kind of, kind of stand back and try and put them together. It's kind of like, I don't know, it's kind of hard to wrap your head around, but it's kind of cool, man. It's a new concept, definitely.
Yeah. I mean, if this takes off in the United States, I mean, like, really takes off, then we're going to be saturated with that type of music, and it'll be cool for, like, the first 6 months or so, and then it'll get old.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, can you imagine, like, Slayer and Justin Bieber doing a song together? Oh, God have mercy.
Hold on.
I'm
about to vomit. I'm about to... oh, God.
You threw up a little in your mouth on that one?
Yeah, just a little.
But you know what I mean. And now, all the lyrics are Japanese, so you don't really understand what they're saying for the most part.
No.
For the one I listen to.
No, you can't understand them, but I mean, like Deep Purple said, I mean, they can't understand a word she says, but that's my woman from Tokyo.
Right. Hey, what else you got in the news today?
Well, we got a little teaser. By the way, I just want to say hi to everybody that's in the chat room. We got a few people in there, including our guest who will be with us in about 15 or 20 minutes, Mr. Alek Alek Darson. Just wanted to say hi to him, but I also kind of wanted to tease one of our future shows, a show that we're going to have in 2 weeks. We brought up the fact that baby metal was like internet and YouTube sensations. Well, we have another one coming up in 2 weeks, the Harp Twins. And if you're unfamiliar with them, go check them out on YouTube. They're it's two twin girls, and they play the harp, but they do metal songs. They've got like Fear of the Dark by Iron Maiden as played on a harp. Well, 2 harps. Well, the latest song that they've done, it was just released like yesterday or today, is Crazy Train by Ozzy. So I thought that was kind of noteworthy, seeing as we're going to have them on the show here in a couple weeks. But
I mean, it's just amazing to take, that kind of talent like they have and to put it towards the type of music we love. I mean, I love hearing that. There's a lot of bands out there that, will switch stuff up. There's a couple quartets out there, that play strings that will do the same thing. And then there's, like, the lounge-style bands that will take, popular songs and switch them up. Yeah, I really like that, man. I like to hear the different genres and how they would have done a song like that.
yeah. Well, they're definitely good. They do another Iron Maiden song too, Dance of Death. And Fear of the Dark and Dance of Death are 2 of Iron Maiden's most, intricate and epic songs. So, I mean, for them to play songs like that on the harp is just, incredible.
Speaking of intricacy, I mean, Alek, who's going to be on here in just a minute, he is the epitome of that right there. Listen to his songs. It's amazing.
Yeah.
What he puts together, right? I mean, and to be able to do that consistently, put it on tape like that, I was totally amazed when I was checking him out on YouTube. I was like, man, I mean, up there as good as anyone who's ever played with Dream Theater or played, melodic metal like that, by any means.
Yeah, and he is incredible. That's why I was really excited to have, when we booked him. After I listened to some of this stuff, I was like, whoa, because we had another shredder on a while back, but I don't really want to get too much into that. Other than
different styles right there. I mean, and as good as each other one are. I mean, they're both 2 different styles, but it's amazing. It's like I was in there today, and I was doing some research. I was on the computer, and I was playing some of Alek's stuff, and my 11-year-old comes in and goes, "Who's that guy?" And I said, "Well, this is Alek Darson. This guy's going to be on my show tonight." He's like, "That guy can play a guitar right there." He sat there and listened to 2 songs right there and just mouth wide open. He's like, "You need to get me a guitar, Dad."
Nice.
I'm like, yeah. I'm like, right on, buddy. You know what?
Well, you know what? I'll take Alek Darson influencing the next generation of guitar players over Kurt Cobain any day.
And I love Metallica. Don't get me wrong. Speaking of which, we need to run into our next segment right there, which is Today in History, and I've got a little story about that, so why don't you run our little intro into that, and we'll get right into what's going on today in history and rock and roll.
And now, this week in rock history, rock history.
Well, there's a lot to choose from this particular week in rock history.
Yes, there is.
Go ahead, and what you got?
Well, speaking of, let's talk some Metallica real quick here. This week, 30 years ago, and I can't believe I said that because I remember it, their sophomore album came out. You know which album that is?
Ride the Lightning is 30.
30 years old, Ride the Lightning.
Damn.
You know,
it's hard to believe that first off, it's hard to believe that album came out when I was 10. What's even harder to believe is that that album and my wife are the same age.
I can't say the same thing. My wife was about 10 or 11 or 12. But I remember when that came out, man. It was, I'm a big-time Metallica fan. Loved Metallica up until, around the Black Album. I still listened to some. Saint Anger wasn't real happy with, but, in the early ages of Metallica, man, Ride the Lightning, one of my favorite albums, Master of Puppets, God Love Them. One of my favorite all-time Metallica songs, Fade to Black.
Yeah.
It was there.
Ride the Lightning and Master of Puppets, hands down, are Metallica's two crowning albums.
Oh, absolutely. And, and on top of that, And Justice for All was up there with them. Not up there with them, but, close to them. Yeah, the crown jewels definitely are Master of Puppets and Ride the Lightning.
Right.
And, I cannot believe, and go back, and it's 30 years old now, and you listen to what they consider classic rock nowadays, and I guess it is. It's 30 years old, man. Because I remember when they started playing them on the classic rock station, when they played them with bands like Cream and it's like that, 10 years ago. And I'm like, no, that's not classic rock. I'm not that old yet. But guess what, man? 30 years.
I want to know when we're going to be getting our, when us Generation Xers are going to be getting our classic rock station, because I'm sick of having to sift through Foreigner and Leonard Skinner and all that stuff, and nothing against them. It's just they were overplayed. They were played out on the radio 20 years ago.
Yeah, exactly. It's two different genres by far.
Right. So when if I have to sit there and listen to those bands, all of those bands, including just to hear one song, and that one song is going to be Enter Sandman. It's like, come on, give me something else. And besides that, another band in there, that was, like I said, was overplayed 20 years ago, Led Zeppelin. And you know what? This is another story from this week about Led Zeppelin. But the thing about Led Zeppelin is I've never really been a fan of theirs. I always respected them for, what they did for music and heavy metal and everything. And then that story came out a couple years ago, or a couple months ago, about them plagiarizing their music. So I'm like, okay. Everybody that looked at me funny when when I told them I wasn't a Led Zeppelin fan, how you like me now? But
they're always going to be big Led Zeppelin fans. And you know what? It was a great band. They had great talent there. Don't get me wrong. And if they did plagiarize, they're not going to be the first ones to have done that.
True.
They might have got caught. But the same aspect. I understand what you're saying there. But you know what? Our generation right there, where we grew up in the late '80s, early '90s, Metallica kind of was like a Led Zeppelin does. Watching them grow and change.
Actually, they're more. They're more because they never went away.
What's the other? Name one other band that. There's a lot of bands that have lasted, but it has put out that many albums and it has that much of a following.
Aerosmith, ZZ Top.
Yeah, but you know what? ZZ Top.
ZZ Top's got like 20 some odd albums out.
Yeah, but that's kind of a cross culture right there. That's between both genres we're talking about right there.
True.
With the one thing
Iron
about
Maiden, Priest.
I mean, I understand that, but Iron Maiden, I don't know, Metallica was a lot bigger than Iron Maiden was in the last 2 decades. They sustained a lot more, fan base-wise. But what I'm saying is, and you brought up ZZ Top, which is one thing I love about ZZ Top, which has nothing to do with music, is that they got large beards and their drummer, last name is Beard and doesn't have a stitch on his face. That's awesome.
Oh, the ZZ Top is another band like AC/DC. They have 3 songs and a 40-year career.
Yeah. And you know what? And God bless them, man. I'm glad that you could take 3 chords and make 50,000 songs out of it.
Yeah.
But I realize it. I know what's going on here. You might throw a little, trick in there one time and, make it a 5th or a 7th, and it's still the same note. I mean, I don't know. And AC/DC, they're good.
The story about Led Zeppelin is back in 1973, during this week. Led Zeppelin played Madison Square Gardens, and somebody broke in to their hotel room and stole about $180,000 cash, which was basically the money from those 2 nights at Madison Square. Now, back in the 70s, 180 grand was a shitload of money.
It is. Today it's a lot of money.
Well, yeah, it is, but
Maybe
it's
the
from
industry or the entertainment industry, but still, man, look, if somebody took $180 from me, I'm gonna find out who did it.
I'm gonna whip somebody's ass. Well, maybe it was the guy that initially wrote the music to Stairway to Heaven.
I'm talking about right there. You know what? He got him good and got him early.
Yeah.
Okay, here we go right now. This week in history, rock history. What debuted? What TV show? Not TV show. What network debuted in the year 1981?
Well, they had a good strong run. They lasted for a long time, but I think they died, I guess, somewhere around 10 years ago because, just not around anymore. The day that video killed the radio star, MTV debuted this week in 1981.
That's right. And now it's I'm a teenager pregnant TV or a reality show TV, and we talk about music during the commercials TV.
Yeah.
And they only talk about hip-hop or pop most of the time. Unless somebody heavy metal region that we love to talk about has got arrested or overdosed or something, but otherwise there's no mention of real music anymore. It's all
you ask the kids. You ask the kids today what the M in MTV stands for, and they're going to tell you that they probably won't have any idea.
Exactly, which blows my mind. I mean, I remember being a kid. I mean, and right before MTV came into there, you still had like Friday night videos,
Headbangers Ball.
Yeah, but I mean, when it first started out, you had Headbangers Ball, man. It was awesome. They played videos all day long. VH1 still plays some, like the metal show, and then they'll have, the best of the 80s or 90s or whatever, and you can actually watch videos again. It's kind of a lost art, which is horrible to me, because, that's kind of where you got to see your bands before you went and saw them in concert. It's kind of what, made you bite and chomp at the bit, be like, oh, I got to go see these guys.
Well, it switched to YouTube. I'm glad that making videos isn't a lost art, but it's just all on YouTube now. And you know what, I'm fine with that. It means I don't have to sit, I can find the song that I want when I want to hear it. I don't have to sit there and listen to like 2 hours of crap that I don't want, waiting for one of these, and over sometime in the next 2 hours we're going to be world premiering the new Motley Crue video, and then
and you sat there for 2 hours and you discovered some strange person you didn't know, man. I know you can do that on YouTube, man. You just come across it as things like this, and you go down and press it, and you'll find, something. But, you were sitting there watching for 2 hours, and you're watching, like Wasp and Cinderella, and all of a sudden a new band comes. You're like, who are these guys? Oh, who the fuck's Skid Row?
Right.
And you hear, oh, yeah, well, listen to this band right here. That's pretty fucking awesome right there. And that was what teased you into going to buy the album right there.
Well, I remember I saw a picture of Skid Row before I heard their first song. I saw a picture in a Metal Edge magazine. I'm like, who the hell is this? Because they're all glammed up and everything. And they look like Poison almost, like Poison wearing gray and black. But then when Youth Gone Wild came out, I'm like, oh, holy crap, I've got to have this.
What is that, dude? That's not glam rock. I mean, it is, but it isn't. I mean,
that's
you look
metal
back
that
now.
looks like glam, but it was tough glam because instead of wearing like neon pink and all that stuff, they were wearing gray and black. So
Yeah. Favorite song growing up was Monkey Business, man. That song was hard and edgy, and it was awesome. You know what I mean?
Slave to the grind.
Oh, Slave to the Grind. Yeah, all of them, man. I mean,
Well, I got one more story in the rock history. This
What you
week,
got, man?
Guess in 1982, guess what the number one song was in the country?
Oh, man, have mercy. Give me a clue.
Yo, Adrian!
Yo, Adrian. So it must have to do with Rocky. In 82, it wasn't the first one then. Man. All right, well, the only thing I can think of, the biggest song from Rocky era, damn, I'm drawing a blank here, man. Go ahead and let me know, man.
Eye of the Tiger.
Oh, look, all right, now I can go. Yes. Dan,
Eye of the Tiger was number one this week in 1982, or Rocky 3.
that guitar riffs right there. I mean, besides I Want My MTV, Dire Straits intro. Yeah, as soon as you heard the first note, you knew exactly what you were listening to. That was 1982?
Yeah.
And that was the number one song back there. Survivor, correct?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
They did a song for the Rocky, which is one of my favorite movies by far, man. I love the whole concept of the Rocky thing, man. Sylvester Stallone, who wrote and directed almost all the Rocky movies right there.
Yeah, the only bad one was 5, but that's another
Yeah, that's the one with
topic.
Tommy Gunn?
Huh?
Was that the one with Tommy Gunn?
Tommy Gunn.
Yeah, it was about as smart as a box of rocks, that one right there. But the last one was unbelievable.
He redeemed himself, definitely. Well, let's go ahead and break now, and we're going to play a song by Mr. Alek Darson. This song is called Sprockets, and we're going to have him on as soon as we get back from this song. It's right here on the Will and Thunder Show. to the Woolin' Thunder Show. That was Sprockets by the one and only Alek Darson. And I'm just going to freaking hang up my guitar right now and just, actually, you know what, I'm not even going to hang it up. I'm just going to smash it. I'm just going to smash it. I'm going to back all over it with my car, and I'm just never going to play again because I suck. What's going on, Alek?
Yo, I think that I'm very happy to be here with you guys, and thank you so much for this wonderful, wonderful opportunity, It's really good to be here.
Well, thank you for coming on with us, man. I'm going to tell you what, man. That's unbelievable, man. Your precision, you're unbelievable, man. Unbelievable there. And you look like a young guy right there. The pictures I've seen of you, man. You can't be more than, 22, 23, 25 at the most?
Well, thank you again. No, I am a little bit older. I'm 29 right now.
Well, I'll tell you what, man. I've heard of people being born with extra hair, a full head of hair, and being born with a couple teeth. I've never heard of a guy being born with a guitar in his hands, and obviously that's you, man.
I don't know, man.
It must have been hard for your mom during childbirth right there, but look, man, it's paid off dividends.
I don't know, man. Let's call her up and see. I don't know what to tell you. Thank you, though. Thank you. I really appreciate it.
So tell us
to be honest with you, one of our favorite bands of all times is Dream Theater, and you have a similar style to them, and your playing is absolutely immaculate right there. That song was phenomenal. I just want to let you know right off the bat, man, that takes a lot of time, dedication, and determination to get to where you are right now, man. It's awesome.
Thank you. You're definitely right about that. That song is pretty old, and I definitely put in some time into it. So yeah, you're kind of right about that. But it's good. I dig it. After you put in some time, it's worth it, I think.
So are you currently a student at Berklee, or did you go to Berklee?
Yeah. So I'm in my last semester at Berklee. So basically, just finishing up. I'm taking one more credit that's left for graduation. So, but basically, I already walked. I consider myself pretty much done.
Oh, very good, man. Berklee School of Music, that's a great music school, man. How's that out there, California?
Boston.
Certainly is, man.
Yeah, so, and that is awesome, man. So you're going to come out with a degree in music, and is this all self-done, or the music that you're doing right here, do you have a bass player and a drummer that play with you, or is this all you playing all the instruments?
Right. So I did all of the arrangement and the composition. So I had pretty much a demo all done all the way that I wanted it to be. And then I had a drummer, an awesome drummer actually from back home, from Belgrade, Serbia, called Milan Jena, nicknamed Yeki. Very, very prominent drummer, as you can tell probably. And he recorded those drums a while ago. And then I played bass, I played guitar, did the keyboards, and the whole production thing.
It's unbelievable, man. The production value also on top of it, it's awesome.
Thank you. I really appreciate that. Yeah, that's actually kind of my that's my first first vocation that I have. I'm basically like a producer playing guitar. I
really?
College,
I think you have it backwards, man. I'm telling you, by listening to you play guitar, you might. The production value is fantastic. Don't get me wrong here, but the guitar playing, look. As my co-host right here, Will, said, look, he's done like dinner. He's going to take his guitar and either burn it up, or he's going to impale himself on it by listening to you play guitar.
I won't hear none of. You know what I like though? I think Will, you said that your son was listening to. I couldn't have a bigger compliment than that, like that, your son wanted.
Me. I'm Thunder, and that was my son, and he's straight up, and he's, of all my children, and most of my children listen to pop music or listen to country music where we're living right now. I live in the middle of Tennessee right here, but he's my one who loves AC/DC. He loves all the old school rock, and he'll listen with me. Well, I was in there today, and I was listening to you, and he stopped and looked at me and goes, "Who's that?" I'm like, "This is Alek Darson. This guy's going to be on the show tonight." He's like, "Buy me a guitar because I want to play like he does."
Yeah, I heard. No,
and I was like,
I couldn't have a bigger compliment than that, man.
That's awesome to me, too. I was like, you know what? I love you, little man. Come here and give me a hug, man. Someone who actually likes the music. Come here. And you're that good. It's hard to find people out there who put that much time into it to get to that level. And you, as you said, you're going to school right now. You're at Berklee.
Yeah.
And to put your time and degree into it, this is exactly what you want to do for a living. You know it. You've lived it. I've got another son who's 13 who already knows he wants to be an architect. And he's putting himself in that position right now. And, he's getting the grades, and he's, going through art classes and this, that, and the other thing. And he knows where he wants to be. And so I believe that he'll be as good of an architect as you are as an architect of music right there.
Yeah, I mean, it's awesome that he knows what he's going to be at that age, man. Like I kind of knew that I was going to go for music kind of early on, so that's a really important thing, man.
So,
well, speaking of knowing I was just about to go that same direction, but go ahead, buddy.
Okay. How old were you when you first started playing?
I was about 10. I was about 10, and my mom got me, like, her old nylon string guitar that she once had and took it, like, out of somewhere that she wasn't playing it at all. She was, you know what, son, here, try this out, So I was like, yeah, Mom, what is this? Like, so I guess I just, stood with it or something. I guess I liked it.
And who are your...
I was going to go the same way. I was going to go the same way right there. I mean, and what was your earliest inklings of knowing that music was your thing before you even got your guitar? Why did your mom give you the guitar? I mean, what did she see in you that said, you know what, I think he'd like this right here, and I think this might be something he'd enjoy?
I really cannot tell you the answer to that. I would have to ask her. I never asked her that. That's an interesting question, actually, because I didn't listen to much music when I was a kid. But then, I don't know, I guess I kind of always had, like, good rhythm. She says that I was, like, singing in the car and whatever, when some music was going on. I don't know, I guess she just heard something, I just have no idea.
Or it could have been like, she just handed it to you because you were, just to get you to stop bothering her or stop being bad or something.
Yeah, it could have, might as well been that. Here, son, just have this, go, have fun. Yeah,
here's an old guitar I got in the attic right here. Look, I'm trying to cook dinner. Go play with this for a minute. And all of a sudden she's like...
That kind of makes sense. I am an only son, so I was probably the only son that she had. So she was trying to get rid of me. That makes sense.
That's horrible. It's horrible, but it makes a great...
Yeah, you see
if they did it anymore, those old biographies like Behind the Music, be like, yeah, the reason I got the first guitar is because I wouldn't leave my mom alone. She was trying to cook spaghetti, and she handed me this guitar, and now here I am right now. I mean,
there you go.
It's a lot better than being, a meth head or addicted to heroin. I'm like, yeah, I was just a pain in the ass right there, So she gave me a guitar, and now look at me now.
There we go. Yeah.
So are you in a band right now, like the Alek Darson band, or
well, the Alek Darson band exists, and we're ready for gigs in general. But right now, actually, because Berklee is kind of a strange community because there's a lot of flux that is going on. For example, I work with two drummers. One of them right now is back home in Belgium. The other one is back home in Greece, and they're both coming back at some point. So the stuff like that I need to kind of sense it. But in general, the band is alive and well. And the first opportunity I think that we'll have to play, we for sure will, and we already have some plans, but I won't give anything just yet. Aside from that, I'm in a couple of bands as well. I mean, I'm a part of Fright Pig. I'm a part of Meridian Voice from New York as well. Both Fright Pig and Meridian Voice are with two friends of mine at this point. Also, Organized Chaos from back home. That's another project that I'm in. Also, progressive rock metal kind of. Yeah.
So back home would be. You said Belgium?
Serbia. Belgrade, Serbia. Yeah.
Oh, from Serbia. Okay. So once again, we find real metal music from somebody from outside of America.
There we go. Yep. It's
actually,
America, man. I don't really
it's a recurring thing. I mean,
I'm a worldly citizen. I don't know.
No, and I understand that. I know that you're over here going, but the majority of good metal music nowadays comes from overseas. It comes from Germany, Norway. I mean, we interviewed a great band from Greece, War Drum. We had them on our show, and we've had a band from South Africa. I think it's awesome that this music's still living and live, and we're trying to get as hard as we can to come back this way to the United States, but we're stuck with Justin Bieber. we can't even ship his ass back to Canada. We tried with the whole Olympics and the hockey game, but that didn't work out our way. But we love you, man. I mean, that's awesome, man. Once again, keep bringing it back here. Send everybody that knows how to play a guitar, a bass, or a drum to American schools and show them what real music is, man.
Yeah, man, I hear that. I mean, it's going global, definitely. I mean, there's a bunch of, especially in Europe, man, there is a bunch of super talented people, man. I see it all the time.
That guitar that you're using, is that a special line of your own, or what kind of guitar is that?
That is a custom-made guitar from a Serbian luthier called Wood Gorilla, and it's owned by one guy with another guy helping him, you know, and the main guy is called Dalibor Vucic, and he is just amazing. I love his work. He primarily makes basses, and I tried a couple of his basses, and pretty much like any bass player that knows what he's doing, and Serbia plays one of his basses, so he is pretty legit. So I was like, yo, you got to make me a guitar, and it happened, and I have, about 7 of his guitars right now, I think.
No. Once again, now we're going to have to slow down here because I am a bass player.
Okay,
and
we'll do our best to slow it down for you there, Thunder. He makes some basses, Thunder.
you know, I've known this guy since we were 4 years old, and I probably could whoop his butt since we were 4 years old, so go ahead and say that one more time. No, I'm just kidding. Well, I love custom basses and stuff like that. I've seen a lot online, but what's the guy's name?
It's Wood Gorilla.
Wood Gorilla. I'm going to look it up tonight, man.
Yeah, man. You'll see. He does
I'll tell you what,
amazing work.
The guitar that you're playing, the one that's got the whitewash kind of look wood on there right there, and what is that an 8 or 10 string? Or?
So that's the neck through body. It has multiple types of wood, but mainly it's mahogany. Like that's the neck and the body, but the top is poplar.
Balsa wood?
No, poplar. I think that's the...
I got you. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I misunderstood you.
No worries.
How many strings is on it? Is that an 8 string?
It's a 7 string. It's a 7 string. I almost exclusively play 7 string.
Okay. Have you ever tried an 8 string?
Yes, actually. I was, you see, I keep asking some of my friends these days, like, just because it's a very, how to word this, it's a very emotional thing for me, like, should I switch to 8 string or should I not? Because I keep, like, asking people these days, you know, like, should I switch to 8 string? So I might actually ask you guys, should I start playing 8 string guitars? What do you guys think?
Well, you know what, look, you've done as much.
I tried it one time.
I understand what you're saying. Go ahead.
I tried one time, and I thought that I had a telephone pole in my hand. It didn't feel good to me at all.
Yeah, it's definitely a different instrument, man. I hear that.
Well, and you know what? And I played, you know, from a 4-string up to a 6-string bass guitar. And the same thing on a 6-string bass guitar. It felt like a little much trying to, you know. I mean, you could use all the strings right there, but I feel you can almost do as much with a little less sometimes. And it was like playing on a 2x4 on a bass because you know how big the strings are. But then I watched a video on YouTube with a guy playing the Mario theme on a 16-string bass, which looked like the inside. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, exactly.
And it's a 16-string bass, and I'm like, look, I'm 5'6". My fingers are not that big. I couldn't play that bass if I tried.
Yeah, I gotcha.
But I mean,
yeah,
it's unbelievable. But I think you have the talent to play all 8 strings right there, and I mean, you got the finger to do what you're doing right there. If you have the ability. If you have the ability is one thing, but like me, I know that, look, if I played a 10-string bass, I'd never play the top 2 strings unless I turn my hand around.
Gotcha. Yeah, I'm not sure. I mean,
just,
there's a bunch of people out there like Tosin Abati who, like, you know, that just, they're pulling all sorts of tricks, man. I don't know. Like, it's pretty amazing, you know? So,
one of my favorite bass players, I'm sorry, one of my favorite bass players playing a 4-string bass, a 4-string bass. Let me try and get my tongue out of, you know, my teeth right there. But made it sound like it was 18 strings, the way he played. And his name's Louis Johnson, one of the greatest slap bass players of all time. And he could make it sound like, I mean, there was a piano underneath his fingers. I mean, it was unbelievable.
Yeah. No, I understand. That definitely makes sense what you're saying. You know, to each their own. I mean, you know, whoever likes it, you know, may he pursue it. So, cool.
What kind of neck do you like? Because my preferred brand of guitar is Ibanez. I like the fast paper-thin neck. And you find most of the spreaders, you know, Steve Vai, Paul Gilbert, John Petrucci, they all play Ibanez.
Yeah, no, definitely. I still have two Ibanez guitars, actually. I mean, I like those guitars. There's nothing wrong with them. Absolutely. I kind of like a little bit beefier necks, I would say. But I'm totally fine. I'm kind of in between Music Man and Ibanez somewhere, I guess, with, taste. But I mean, I just take any guitar like it's a thing of its own, and you just learn to play it, and it's got flaws, it's got its virtues, so you kind of learn to get around it somehow.
Right.
I mean, that is the same thing. I mean, well, with anything in life, man, you drive one car for 10 years and you get a new one. It's a matter of learning how the brakes and the steering wheel, the tightness of them, and getting used to that one. And once you're used to it, I mean, but the whole thing changing back and forth. I mean, you're playing the guitar you're playing now, the 8-string. You're used to that one. I mean, going back and forth, it might be a little bit different, but it's just like riding a bike. If you ride one, you can ride the other one. It's just a matter of tuning yourself a little bit to get the sound you want.
That's exactly right, man.
And the one thing I've noticed is the songs I've listened to, you don't have lyrics to them yet, or they're not published. On the songs that we've been listening to, do you plan on taking these and leaving them instrumental, or are you planning on doing the whole band thing and bringing a singer in? And have you wrote lyrics to these songs, or is the lyrics going to come on new songs?
So far there is only one song on Panopticon that has vocals, which you probably heard, it's the Ryan song. So that one obviously has wonderful lyrics written by Vladimir Lavic. He did a great job there singing and writing the lyrics. I'm just amazed how he pulled that off. I myself write some lyrics. I write songs occasionally, not but for some reason I prefer writing instrumental music, especially for my own, name and, the artist that I'm trying to be. So those songs one of them that you just heard, Sprockets, they're all definitely done, and nothing will, be added in the future. But definitely, in the next releases, I'm, planning on having an occasional vocal song for sure.
Right.
Oh, very cool, very cool.
Do you do any covers, like instrumental covers or anything?
Yeah, we do covers, of course. Yeah, sure. Like Steve Vai, we do Steve Vai covers, James Satriani covers. We do a bunch of that stuff.
So what I mean is taking a song I don't know, Lady in Red or something like that, and just turning that into a sweet guitar instrumental. Do you do anything like that?
Yeah, I know what you're saying. Well, I would never. I see. I did it when I was a kid, just kind of for fun. But I guess it's an interesting thing to try. Why not? I might actually. Now you gave me the idea. I'll give you credit.
there you go, Will, right there. You got credit on his, next big album when he puts out, some covers tunes. I'll tell you what, that's one thing that I really like. I mean, there's bands out there, you take 4-piece quartets that'll go around and they'll play, they'll put an album out of 10 well-known songs and do it as a 4-piece quartet, string quartet. I love music like that. We were talking a little bit earlier. We've got a couple girls coming on that play the harp. And they've done stuff from Iron Maiden to, movie songs. They've done everything.
Yeah, no, I know exactly what you're saying.
It's kind of a cool thing. I understand it's kind of a, like a gameplay out there to try and get people to listen to you to an extent. But, it's one of those things where I really enjoy that. I enjoy listening to bands like there. There was a band called the Lounge Lizards for a little while that did Vegas-style lounge songs to a lot of the popular music at the time, so.
Definitely, man.
I have the Rind queued up. I was going to play that one last. But the next song that I have queued up is the secret song. I found it.
Excellent. I was going to ask. Okay. That's a very, cool, good. That's a very interesting collaborative project, actually. It turned out to be that song, because I did it with Eren Bash from Turkey. He did string orchestration for that song, and we had massive fun doing that together. And he has a little solo on the keyboard in the middle, and we actually recorded live strings and everything. It was pretty cool.
Well, Thunder and I were talking before the show, and the title of it. It just reminded me of what happened when when the people of Iraq had their elections, and they would dip their thumb into purple ink and blot it onto the paper to you know, to make their choice, and then they would hold their purple thumb up, and that's what the title reminded me of. And then when you listen to the song, I mean, I thought that initially before I had even heard the song. And then I hear it, and I kind of hear this Middle Eastern sounding intro to it, and it just...
Kind of like a
whoa.
sitar kind of sound to it, and was wondering if that had anything to do with writing of the song.
Right. Well, yeah. I have to say no. It's,
Well, you know,
it's interesting.
well,
I mean, this is kind of what I love about instrumental music. That people can actually make every song their own in a very special way. You know what I'm saying? No, because I mean, to me, it's a very personal thing about an era of my life, which was kind of purplish. So.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, which is awesome because, you know, we were sitting there listening together right before the show started, and I'm like, you know, at the beginning of that song, you know, the guitar part on that in the beginning, it's kind of got that sitar feel to it, and he's like, yeah, well, maybe we were onto something, and you know what? We were wrong, but I mean, as you said, when it comes to instrumental right there, if you're sitting there and you listen to an instrumental, when you don't have a lyric to guide you where you're going, it can take you anywhere.
Exactly.
And that's a great thing about instrumental music right there. I mean, it's really one of those great things where you can just sit there and you have your own message to it, but in the same aspect, everyone who listens can have their own as well.
No, that's amazing. Actually, I'm going to research on that topic a little bit, what you just said. I mean, it's amazing to me that you found the connection. I mean, thank you.
Very cool. Well, let's go ahead
Cool,
and play that song, and when we come back, I'll let you explain the concept, if you will, behind the album.
No, for sure. I also have a little announcement to make. I was saving it up for this occasion, you know, because I was like, I have this thing of giving people too much information. So right now we'll make like a little bit of a big announcement after we finish up with this.
Well, awesome, guys. Well, you know what, you guys listen right now. We've got a great song coming on from Alek Darson right here, and on top of that, after that, we've got a huge announcement. I can't wait. Look, I'm standing on my toes right now.
Don't break them. This is Finger Stained Purple by Alek Darson. We'll be right back on the Will and Thunder Show.
I'm not that heavy.
You guys are crazy.
Our studio audience just loved.
Yeah, I see. It's massive. It's massive. Thank you all so much.
We paid them a lot of money to
I
come
know.
in here and do that. I mean, Thunder, are you even there?
I'm right here, man.
Oh, okay. Just wanted to make sure.
Studio audience, man, look, it took a lot of time to find that many people. I mean, we had to pick and choose through a bunch of people to enjoy, real music. So now that we've got them, man, they're doing a great job for us.
Don't let them go. Don't let them go. Keep them there. Feed them. Make them live there. Never let them go.
We pay them well.
I know. Yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah, we give them a bag of chips a week.
That's all right.
Sam,
here, like a musician. That's kind of it. Yeah, I know how it is.
Exactly.
Thunder. Alek.
We're like live the dream with us. Live the dream with us. You only get to eat once a week and work as hard as you can. I want you to clap every time I tell you to, but you get a sandwich and a bag of chips.
Alek had asked a question on Twitter. He wants to know how are your toes there, Thunder?
Yeah.
How are my toes?
Yeah.
They're fine, man. Look, man, shut up.
All right.
No, I'm just kidding. All right? They're fine, man. Look, you said, I'm on my toes, and you want to call me out right there. Yeah, well, God bless America. I'm gonna hang up and go hang out with my wife. It's easier in there. God bless America.
He was concerned for you, man. He was concerned for your well-being.
I'm good. Well, thank you, and I appreciate that. I really do. Thank you. My toes are okay.
Excellent. I'm glad to hear.
You see, this is the kind of interview I like right here. Go ahead and bust my balls. I'm good like that. I'm used to it.
You gotta be a little bit, No.
Yeah, hey, look, I'd much rather you be on me and busting my balls like that than be like, next thing we're going to do right here is I'm going to play some more guitar, and after that I'm going to play some more guitar. Oh, really? All right, well, thanks. I appreciate that, No, I love this, man. Keep it coming, man. I can hang.
Yeah, before we continue, you're there in Boston.
Yeah.
The other guitar player that we had was Mr. Xander Demos. He's in Pittsburgh, I believe. Are you familiar with him at all?
Actually, after you guys introduced me to him, that's kind of when I, researched a little bit on him.
Okay. Well, you guys need to play. You guys need to play a show together somewhere.
I am definitely down.
You guys are definitely different style guitar players, but both are definite shredders there. And that would be kind of like one of the shows that was out there a while ago, G3. You remember when, that was going around. Three great, and the lineup changed a lot, here and there, but it's awesome to have something out there like that. Do what?
Trans-Siberian Orchestra.
Yeah,
oh, yeah.
There we go.
I mean, I'm sure. Yeah, I'm sure that that Sabotage is aware of you, and it's probably just a matter of time before you get an invite to come out on tour with them.
I don't know, man. We'll see. Time will tell.
That would be.
You're talking here. It's about time for you to graduate here. You got one more term, you said?
Yeah.
Well, what are your plans for after you graduate? I mean, are you going to head back home? Are you going to stay here in the States? Or what are your ideas right now?
So right now the plan is to stay in the States at least a year after I graduate. Then it's kind of complicated for us international people. So
understood.
Yeah, so after the next September, I will most probably be going out to LA with my dear fiance, who will be finishing her third year of master's studies at Emerson. So, and after that, some Canada might happen, or U.S., or, but definitely this side of the pond, right? So I will be definitely sticking around.
Okay, well, first and foremost, congratulations on the fiance thing.
Thank you very much.
That or my sympathies. I mean, whichever one works well on that one. And actually, today, of all days, speaking of marriage, is my buddy here's wedding anniversary.
Oh, excellent. Well, congratulations.
Oh, damn. I thought you were going to tell me that today was National Hot Wing Day.
It's both. And actually, Will and I here in the States, you know how big hot wings are?
Yeah, we love our hot wings. And today really is.
Yeah, I mean,
Today really is.
yeah.
National Hot Wing Day. It
is National Hot Wing Days, and Will and I
I'm
work
not so
together.
much into hot wings, but I'm sure they're awesome.
Oh, they're very good. And you have to. And as a matter of fact, there's some time that Will and I are going to have to come to your show, and we'll bring you hot wings.
That would be great. Yeah, for
But,
starving artists. You know, let's bring the starving out of starving artists.
That's right. Look, we'll take the starving out of starving artists, and look, man, you'll fall in love with them, and you'll be like, look, the whole world needs these right here. But anyway, I mean, Will and I worked in a wing place for 10 years together. So we've known each other since we were 4 years old, and between the ages of probably 16, 17, and our late 20s, we worked together, and that's what we did. We did hot wings. It was just funny that he got married on what is now considered the hot wing holiday in the United States.
Well, I have
Which
no
has
excuse
nothing
to forget it now.
Which has nothing to do with music or, what you're talking about, but I just figured I'd throw it in there.
That's very nice. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for sharing.
So what is,
You know?
so what's this announcement? If I had a drum roll sound effect, I'd do it.
No drum roll. Oh, man, I can't do the big announcement, man. Sorry, never mind.
Ah, damn it.
Man, get a drum set real quick now. So the
Hold
big
on. Here we go.
You got it. I'm not sure if I'm satisfied, man. That's not too good, man.
He's a guitar player, man. He doesn't have any rhythm. You want me to do it? I'm a bass player.
Watch your toes.
Watch your toes, right?
I'll use my toes in the same process. I can use my toes and my hands. Look. Are you ready? You want one?
Go ahead.
That's much better. That's much better, guys.
Thank you. There we go. You see what I told you, bass players have more rhythm?
Yep, we all know that.
Anyway, go ahead. Coming straight from the Will and Thunder Show, from Alek, Darson, the big news is...
There we go. Okay, so the big announcement is that we just finished producing our first music video in collaboration with some awesome Emerson students, and it's going to be like a short movie for the first song that you guys played tonight called Sprockets. And it's going to be awesome. We just had 6 full days of filming non-stop. It was quite an experience, and I think you guys are going to like it very much. So I have to mention a couple of names if you guys don't mind. First of all, I have to thank my lovely fiance Ivana Dedic for writing and producing the piece, and of course our wonderful director Dan the Man Daniel Roman from Black Box Cameras, who was so kind to help out from the very beginning with the whole project, and he's an amazing director, and he also did some set designing with us, I should say, and like the whole idea was very much developed. So just the whole crew was very, very supportive and amazing, as you might imagine how it is for, because we're all a bunch of creative students, so it was all done on a very, I should say, low budget, but on a very straight heart, and I think the product is just going to be amazing. So I can't wait to share it with you guys, actually. I'm super excited.
That's right. And don't call it a low budget, right? It's called a tight budget, man. Yeah, tight budget.
I'm sorry.
Exactly. That's right. Because I don't think anything that I've heard from you or anything that I've seen on YouTube had anything to do with low budget. I'm just telling you right now. So we're going to say a tight budget right there. So you've got a video or a short movie for
Sprocket.
One of your great songs, for Sprocket.
Yeah.
And when is it going to come out on YouTube?
So we're starting with post-production this or next week, whenever we get a chance. So I'm hoping to say late September.
Well, all right, you heard it first on the Will and Thunder Show right there. The guitar god, Alek Darson's song Sprocket, will be out on YouTube with a short movie/video in the near future, man. That is so awesome, man. Congratulations, by the way, because,
Thank you.
Doing the production aspect of what you're doing music-wise is a totally different monster than when it comes to video production.
Indeed it is. Indeed.
And it's so hard to get the video production and the music production to go together right there. When you're trying to do live, like live visions right there of you playing guitar and sync it with the music.
Yeah, well,
that's
I'm sorry, go ahead, yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I took film and video production in college, and I did a lot of special effects and things. And when we had to do a music video, was one of the first things we ever had to do. And trying to sync up your actions of what you're doing to go with the music is hard enough. But to sit there and try and take a picture of you playing a lead and mashing it with the music perfectly right there where it doesn't look stuttered or it doesn't look like when you're watching a TV show and the vocals are a half second behind, that's the hardest thing to do. So congrats to your guy who did your production right there.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. That is one of the harder things. Actually, interesting thing, you can kind of compare the two approaches, because usually the playthroughs that have been a popular term these days, like, just like a playthrough of a song that people do on YouTube. So I did 2 of those so far. So first one was for Spiral Sanity, which was done, like you said, syncing up the picture with already recorded audio, which was like released before, and
right.
So that looks the way it looks. And then
I understand.
Yeah, and so for the second one that we I just released it like a couple of days ago. I think you guys also tweeted about it, and you're awesome for that. It was for Flight Impression, the second song off of the album. So that one, actually, I went into a studio with my drummer, Hadrian Pearson, and we played the whole song all together. Like, we actually re-recorded the song on spot, so you can kind of compare how the 2 approaches look.
Right,
So it syncs up perfectly, right? That's
oh,
the
yeah.
point.
And so you recorded the video first, and you tried to play with it on the second song?
Well, no, so the first video that we did so I was trying to mime the already recorded material, and for the second one, we actually recorded, he recorded drums, I recorded lead guitar, on the spots while filming. So that's why it looks very much different.
Yeah, I understand what you're saying right there. It's kind of the same thing with doing a voiceover versus doing live vocals. Like, a lot of times when they're making movies and they're kind of beach and the sound volume, the audio sound around it's too much, they'll do voiceovers afterward.
Yeah.
But I understand. And, it's very difficult right there. Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
That's awesome, man.
So
That's awesome.
It was a pretty good experience for me.
My uncle, which is, I've pulled this out a couple times, but my uncle is a musician like you who graduated music school, and he did a lot of commercials and stuff like that, and he said the same thing, that it's very hard sometimes when they record the commercial beforehand and you try and play the music after it.
Uh-huh.
You're trying to put it and time it the exact way. And, you're playing it, which is normal to you, And a lot of, like me, as a bass player, I can play bass guitar as well as, a lot of people out there. But if you ask me to sing on top of it, it doesn't work. And it's the same thing as, like, if you're doing a music video and you're playing your normal thing, but you're trying to watch yourself play, it's almost like you're behind because you know it's coming, but you're trying to put it on the same spots, Yep,
you're exactly, that's actually exactly what's happening. You're totally right. The nature
when I first started looking in, researching you before, very early going, before we booked you, I found a quote, from one of the guys from Dream Theater, basically gave you props, and for the life of me, I can't find it again.
It should be on my website. It should be very clear in my website, because I'm kind of proud for that.
Yeah, you should be. As you should be.
Yeah, that Jordan Rudess was so kind to. I mean, he tweeted about the music. He turned on a bunch of very prominent people and people who are hard to reach. He was so kind to let them know about me and played my music to them. So, I mean, I'm just infinitely thankful. And he, of course, he amongst other things, he let me use his quotes on my portfolios and whatnot. So yeah, that is.
It's nice to have somebody like that on your resume, isn't it?
It's very humbling and very encouraging at the same time. I have to say, it's amazing. I mean, I was Dream Theater is the band that I grew up on, and I was a kid watching like their DVDs back home in Belgrade, Serbia. It's a crazy thing. And then next, fast forward like I don't know, it's 10 years or something, and you're like in Boston, you're like talking to Jordan on the phone, you're like Skype. I mean, it's crazy. I mean, and I have to say, I need to say this publicly. I mean, I'm also infinitely thankful to Aaron Boschbuch. I mentioned him earlier. He was doing the orchestration for Fingers Painted Purple, and he's a very good friend of mine here in Boston. He introduced me to Jordan, and he actually, it's because of him basically that Jordan heard the song in the first time. Actually, it was the song that you just played that got him, kind of hooked, the Fingers Painted Purple. So
one thing that of all of the majority of great guitar players that you do not have, which is a great thing. You don't have you don't have a super ego. You've never said, there's not going to be a guy like me right here, and that's so refreshing. Because I mean, I've met some big musicians here and there, and a lot of times, they give you an attitude right there, like, why are you talking to me? I'm like, well, listen, man, I play like you do right there. I might not be as good as you, but I play too. So the one thing that you have is you have some solitude to you right there, where you're like, look, man, I came from where I came from, and I didn't. This is not. I mean, just God giving to me. I put my work into it, but on top of that, guess what? You could be like that too. And when you said, like with my son saying that he's an inspiration because of you, or you're his inspiration right there. That, and you didn't take it like, oh yeah, of course you should. Look, how good I am. That's nice to see somebody who has the talent that you have, that's put that work in there, and you're still like, you know what, I thank this guy for doing this, and I thank this guy for doing that. I wouldn't be where I was unless my mom gave me this guitar, and it's nice to hear that, because a lot of times you hear the other side of it. You turn on the news or you turn on MTV, and the only time they talk about rock and roll is, because you've got Yngwie Malmsteen, cursing out somebody.
Oh,
Or, you know what I mean, right there? But it's nice to have somebody like you who's that talented and still humble.
Well, thank you very much for saying that. I mean, to each their own. That's everybody has their own nature, and it is to be respected. So, I mean, I really appreciate that, though. I mean, I don't think of music as any sort of a competition or anything. I think we're just in all of this together, and it's awesome that we're able to hear and share each other's emotions. Like I like it. I like to look at it like that.
That's very well put. And to be honest with you, that's the way I feel about music right there. I like all different genres of music right there. But you know what? The ones I like the most is the ones that make me feel something. The ones that make me have a connection to right there. Mm-hmm. I mean, you can play out 30 albums, and that's fine. But you know what? If you play that one song that makes me feel, that's what I think music's about right there. And it doesn't matter if you're from Turkey, or if you're from South America, or if you're from South America, South Africa, wherever. And especially, I mean, if you don't understand the lyrics, you still feel the music, and that's the one international language right there. And I love that about music right there. And
awesome,
when you play an instrumental right there, without lyrics or whatever, you have that ability to just feel what you feel. And I mean, I really respect it. But anyway.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that. And
Now,
I'm very glad.
The name of the album, Panopticon?
Uh-huh.
Did I say it right?
Yeah.
Okay, well, basically that's the definition is it's a prison with like a tower or something in the center of it that you can see 360 degrees around, basically, right?
Yeah, that's correct.
Okay, now the crazy thing about this is I watched a movie the other night. This movie was Sylvester Stallone, and it was his job was to go into these supermax prisons and break out of them. That was what his job. And the very first, during the first few minutes of the movie, they showed a prison that was a Panopticon.
That's very interesting. Do you remember the name of the movie?
It's the one with Sylvester Stallone and Arnold Schwarzenegger, correct?
Arnold Schwarzenegger, yeah.
Yeah, I can't remember the name of the movie. I know what you're talking about, and I've seen the previews for it, but I have not seen the movie.
Escape
Breakout or something like that?
Escape Plan. I'm on it right now. It's called
Yeah,
Escape
Yes.
Plan.
yeah.
There we go.
But
Cool. I don't think I watched this one.
Yeah, I was watching that. I'm like, hey, that's a Panopticon. but
Very cool.
But if you would kind of tell us the story behind that name and why you chose to name the album that.
Sure. So let's just start this. So I mean, of course, I was back home in Serbia. I was working as a musician, and I was experiencing the whole the grind of the machine and how it like forces you to go forward. And like then I came to U.S. kind of hoping that it might end up being better, but then I found that it was actually the same thing, in a little bit of a different world, a little bit of a different, maybe financial aspect. The numbers are a little bit bigger, but so it's essentially the same thing. Yeah. So I mean, I just I kind of found a way for myself to compensate for all of that with, just saying, okay, I'm doing this as my own thing, and, like, I'm getting out of this prison, right, which I kind of, I definitely perceived it like that, especially back home, because I was on frequent tours with a bunch of bands, playing music that I didn't really feel. I mean, I was trying to very hard, but I wasn't, So, it's very, and there was no escape. And you felt like you were, just like there doing. To me, I might be speaking more about the song "Sprocket" in itself, maybe more, but like it's very highly tied to the very name of the album, because it's all about expressing yourself, man. Like that's kind of what I'm trying to say. So, and I think especially with today's technology and the social media and what all, especially as artists. We need to be on that, for publicity reasons. Man, it's privacy is it's almost like a luxury, man. Like,
And you think, and you hear stories right there, and especially for you from another country right there. Everybody preaches, especially us right here at the land of the great. Come here, bring you, you're young, you're weak, or whatever. And when you got here, it was much of the same right there. Look, man, when you get here, you still got to go to work. You still got to pay bills. You still have to follow rules and regulations. They might not be as strict at some points, but it's still the same thing. Government's government no matter where you go. Sometimes the punishments are harsher. Don't get me wrong, and I understand that. I'm not blind to it. But you came here and understood the same thing right here. Look, this isn't utopia here by any means.
No, definitely. But there is definitely, the system itself is definitely better, and I have to say, people, because of the well-being, are definitely a little bit more relaxed, I would say, and open up, open for new things and to experience art and that kind of. I think that's a good condition for me personally, and like my family.
Oh, absolutely. Look, I think I live in the greatest country in the world. I grew up here, and I think that we have the best system, dude. I think that we could work it out. Yeah, I think we can fix things a little bit, but you know what? There's a lot of places that are having it a little worse than we do.
Definitely. Oh yeah. So, but yeah, so I'm not sure if I answered your question, but that's kind of how I feel about that whole thing.
I get it completely. Now, I just, there's about 4 or 5 other people in the chat room at the moment. To those people, I would say if you have any questions for Alek, type them. I'll read them and he can answer them.
Shoot, everybody! Now is the moment.
Right.
Or if you want to call in and talk to him, the number is because there's a lot more people listening than just what we see on the chat. I just checked and there's a lot. I'll tell you.
646 716.
Yeah, the number to call in is 646-716-6135 if you want to talk to Alek. Ask him something. Go ahead. By all means, call in. We don't really. Sometimes we take calls. Sometimes we don't. It just depends on how the interview is going. And I would imagine that there's probably guitar players out there listening, going, "Man, I'd like to talk to this guy." So by all means, call in. And anyway, you said you're planning on going out to L.A. Now, what kind of a? are you wanting to go out there and put together the Alek Darson band, or are you wanting to go over there and join up with a group of musicians to be just some new band, or what are your plans for when you get there, or what do you want to happen when you get there? That's a better way.
I would personally, what would be ideal, definitely to as you said, put together group musicians locally there. Or it's interesting how times have shifted, because as I said earlier, I don't know, my bass player is from New York currently, or I'm working also with another guy who's right now in Florida, or the drummer is from Belgium, he's living in New York. Same thing with Kostas Milonas, who's from Greece but lives in New York. There's a bunch of people who are just scattered, and we all kind of gather when it's needed. So we'll see. If there's a concert that we need to do, we'll surely get together, make things tight, and just do what we need to do. So, but we'll see. I personally don't have any plans per se for LA, but we'll see. We'll just go there, see what opens up.
Well, when you get to LA and things start to open up, be sure to give us a call and let us know what the heck's going on here.
I sure will. Yeah,
you just said that you had a buddy that lived in Florida.
I have to say, this is a very special time for me, and I'm so glad that it's with two of you guys who are super, relaxed and very natural. This conversation is, it doesn't feel like an interview whatsoever. It feels like I'm just having the best of times with two of people that I just met. So it's actually my first radio interview in the U.S. So.
Well, you know what, that's the whole idea here. What we want to do right here is we want to act like we were sitting here talking with a band that's about to make it big, like we're sitting in a bar and drinking a beer, and we want the people out here to get to know you guys as people, not just the guitar player.
I understand.
Not just the guy who makes the music. A lot of times you go out and you buy CDs, and you hear these bands, you love them, but you don't know them. And to have you come on our show and just talk natural, have fun, we're talking with you, that's what we want to do right here. That's our idea. Awesome, and, we honestly, Will and I have been doing this for just about a year now. And we've been playing music together since we were 14 years old. And we got to the point where we've got kids and we've got stuff to do. And our idea of being in the music business is to talk to guys like you and get you guys out here and have fun and let you guys talk like you're at home. You're in your house, you're comfortable, and just talk about your music like you do with your buddies. And I'm so glad that you said that's how you feel. It's unbelievable, because that was the whole idea that we're going for.
You did exactly that. I'm super, I thought it was going to be a little bit more of a, kind of interview-ish kind of thing, but no. It's
a little more stiff? What are you guys doing next? Where are you going after this? Well, how did you learn how to play the G7 chord? And no, we're not like that. We just want to know about you, man. Want to hear your music. Want to play a couple songs from you, and just let you be you and have fun with it, man. That's what we're all about right here.
I want to tell a story real quick. It ties in, so bear with me.
Go ahead, buddy.
Back in 2000, I took my first airline flight, and it was from Orlando, Florida to New Orleans. And the flight was delayed because on that same flight we had the LSU women's volleyball team, and they were running late, so the departure was delayed. Now, when we got when the girls finally got onto the plane, they bought everybody that was on the plane around a beer, just to say I'm sorry for holding up the plane and everything. And we were walking around. They were having fun with the girls, talking. It was like a party in the air. This was my first flight ever. So on the trip back, I'm kind of not sure what to expect. And the stewardess comes up to me and she says, this is on the way back. She says, "Would you like anything to drink, sir?" I said, "Yeah, I'll have a Budweiser." She says, "Okay, that'll be $4, whatever." I'm like, "What? Not free?" So here I was expecting everything I experienced on my first flight. I just thought that was normal.
You thought it was
Now, you said that this is your first American radio interview. The rest of them are not going to be like this.
I bet so. Yeah, well, I don't know. We'll see. Hopefully people will pick up after you.
I hope, I hope people do not pick up after us, because I want to be the biggest music radio show in the country within the next three years right here. I want to do this all the time, and I want to do this all the time and talk to people like you. To listen to your music is amazing to me, and for us, Will and I, to give your music out to, the people who listen to us, and as we get bigger and bigger, that's what's going to make metal back, in the country right here. And it doesn't just have to be metal. We can take, like, the Harp Twins, who are true musicians, and send them out there and people to listen to them. That's what it's all about right there. It's about setting out what we love and putting a little bit onto it right there, and what you love, and just giving it to people right there.
Yep.
And we need more of that. We need more of that in this, country right here.
Couldn't agree more. I have to say, I had a great experience, very unexpected, I have to say, when I was performing with Fright Pig on Rockfest. I'm not sure if you guys are familiar with this. It's like a progressive rock festival in Gettysburg, Pennsylvania. It's called Rite of Spring Festival, or Rossfest for short. So
I've heard of.
It's fucking amazing. I never heard of it, and there wasn't much buzz around the band or anything. So I just went, okay, cool, let's do the gig. It's going to be great. We're going to play. We're going to come back. It's all going to be, like a regular concert gig, whatever. Man, we went over there. People, took us as if we were musical gods from who knows where. You know what? It's crazy. We signed, a bunch of CDs. There was, a big-ass line waiting there, for us for people to meet us and whatnot. People were buying CDs left and right, T-shirts, merchandise. It was like you see in the movies, or in, like you
made it right there. Like you made it. Your dream came true right there. And I'm gonna tell you something right now, and take this with you right there, because as great as you are as a guitar player, you did something for us right now with this interview, with what you just said about how easy and how comfortable it was. You kind of made our dream come true right now, because we have a phenomenal guitar player, a virtuoso, who just said that, that our idea is the right way.
Very cool, man. I certainly hope so.
So right now, you know what you just gave me right there? You just gave me your autograph right there on my show. And that's what I love more than anything right there. And, I really do, honestly, appreciate that.
I do, too, absolutely. You mentioned T-shirts. Do you have Alek Darson T-shirts?
Yeah, actually I do, and there's going to be a couple. I have just one design so far, which was for the release of the very the EP, which was last November. But I'll have a couple of more. Up there on the. So for all of you people who would like any CDs or T-shirts or whatever, there's some other merch like mugs and sticks and whatnot. You can get it all on my Bandcamp website. So Alek Darson, Alek with a K, DARSON, .bandcamp.com. So that is the best way to get any of those. So just so you know.
So the reason I asked is on my blog, WilliamTelltale.blogspot.com. I do a lot of reviews.
You like the cash register right there? You like that?
I'll go ahead. In the next couple of days, I'll go ahead and review your EP. But I've started this new thing both on the blog and on my Facebook page, where I'm wearing the T-shirts of bands that I've interviewed or reviewed or both or whatever. And right now, it's only got one band in there because I've only got one T-shirt. But there's 5 or 6 that are on the way.
Very cool.
So if I sent you my address, would you send me a shirt, and I'll get that up in the collection as well?
I most certainly will. It would be my
pleasure. Right, there you go, Will. All right, thanks, Will. Once again, you leave me out of the picture right there. That's all right. You know what? I'm going to get a white T-shirt, and I'm just going to write. You know what I'm going to do right here? Since you run the show right here and you're getting all the T-shirts, I'm going to buy a huge pack of white T-shirts. I'm going to write everybody's name that's been on our show on a different white T-shirt, and I'm going to put my own post up there. You happy with that there, Cupcake?
Well, I was.
I'm going to have my kids decorate it. I'm going to buy markers. They can draw all over them. I'll have Alek Darson. I got them all. Yeah, that's good. Thank you. And I'm going to start wearing them
Make sure you do multiple colors, like, green and then pink, and then,
Oh, absolutely. Look, man,
Don't leave it all one color. It's going to be boring.
No. My kids are artistic. They're really, really cool like that, so. Anyway. Actually, here, Alek Darson, I want to tell you. Give me 1 second here. The kid that I told you about, come here, Kevin, that said that he wanted a guitar because he heard you playing and said that guy can play guitar, just walked into my studio real quick here. Hold on 1 second. Tell Alek that you want a guitar because he plays that good. Here, tell him what you said.
I want a guitar because I heard you.
Oh, man. You have no idea how big of a compliment that is for me, man.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Anyway.
Make sure that your daddy buys you a guitar.
You know what? I'm going to go out the next couple of days. I'm going to get him going right here. I swear
Don't
to
buy
you.
some cheap-ass one. Buy him a nice guitar.
Yeah, get him
No.
an Ibanez from a pawn shop or something.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm not going to buy a first act. I'll get him a nice one.
Yeah. Oh man,
But
that's
Victor has a
amazing.
nice,
Thank you.
nice thin
No,
neck.
seriously though, thank you for this experience right now. This is just amazing.
Oh, this is
You know what?
This is one of the better shows that we've done. Seriously,
This is what I like right here. We've had a lot of shows where we've had people who are really, really good and just can't talk either. I mean, and they're like, oh, and you have a good verbiage to you. You're really cool about everything. I mean, this has been a lot of fun, man. And it has some really, really good music behind it. We can't lose right now.
We're in a roll. No, I'm super glad this happened, man.
I'm glad you are because you know what I am too right here, man.
Damn right. The next song that we have on tap, of course, is the Rhine, which does have lyrics on it, and that song actually kind of reminded me of some of the I can't remember the names of the tracks because I haven't heard the album in forever, but Steve Vai's Sex and Religion album.
Ah, okay, I can see that.
Yeah, they're
All
it just kind of how the feel, the feel of the feel of the flow of the song, and also how the singer sang, kind of,
No, I definitely, that makes so much sense, because, I mean, Vladimir, who is the singer and the co-writer of the song, he loves Devin Townsend. Like, he actually has an amazing cover on YouTube of Touching Tongue, where Devin, I'm not sure if it's on that album. I think it's on another, maybe it is on Sexual Religion. I'm not sure about the album. I'm like a huge Steve Vai fan, but I'm not quite sure which song is on which album. That's like, yeah, because I'm just
What song are you talking about?
It's Touching Tongues, it's called. And there is, like, it's an instrumental with this big, epic, just vocalizing solo in the middle from Devin Townsend, the singer from, I know that's the singer on Sex and Religion. So I'm like 90% sure that it's from Sex and Religion, but don't hold me for that. But yeah, so it makes so much sense because Vladimir is like, he is an amazing singer, and he definitely loves Devin Townsend. So, and Steve Vai, of course. We're all, man, we're Organized Chaos, that band that me and Vladimir are in together. We all love Steve Vai, man. Steve Vai's in theater, paying Salvation. It's all the good stuff, man.
Devin Townsend is a phenomenal singer. I mean, he's
man.
He's got, he can sing nice and melodic when he needs to, and he can also rip the freaking roof off of a building when he needs to.
Yes, indeed so. But the best, you know what, like, amazes me the most when he goes in between. You know what I'm saying? He goes, like, he can, like, blend those two together, which I'm like, how the hell did you just do that? Like, I have no idea. No, he's an amazing I'm going to
have to dig up my copy of Sex and Religion and put it and digitize it now that we're talking about it, because I haven't listened to that one in years.
Yeah,
probably 5 years I haven't listened to that one. But
I've got a question that's not music driven, but I mean it kind of is, but kind of isn't. On when you go on YouTube and you have your album cover on there with the hand and you got the spread behind it, I noticed is that your hand right there?
No, it
okay.
Yeah.
Okay, well, now the only reason I'm asking right here is I'm in the throes of new tattoos, and there is a guitar neck tattoo on the wrist.
Yep.
Of that hand, which I thought was the coolest thing I've ever seen right there. Because I've been thinking, how am I going to finish up my sleeve?
Gotcha.
And I would love to do a bass sleeve like that, but I didn't want to steal it from you without your permission.
No, whatsoever. Yeah, I don't have any tattoos. But yeah, I think actually that hand is Vladimir's hand. So
Okay.
I have
so
to
if I go ahead and do it, I'm not taking it from you, and I'm not stealing your glory right there.
You're not inflicting any copyright flaw. Yeah, you can totally do that.
And
I'll
I was really thinking about trying to. Okay. Look, I didn't know I want to steal any glory or get in trouble right there, because I was really thinking about doing my inside wrist like a bass, guitar, neck, and then coming into a tree and some like crows coming off it. I thought would be really cool, but I'm like,
that sounds like a super cool idea, man.
But I was like, I can't do that,
Yeah,
it's right there already.
Copyright issues, man. I'll take the percentage.
All right, right on it.
I don't know what, but I'll take some percentage. Yeah, I mean.
I'll send you 20 cents a week for the rest of your life.
That would be nice, actually. Do you mind? Can I have that in writing?
No, not really, because I can't write. No. I just had a stroke and it doesn't work anymore.
That's what she said.
You guys.
You know what? And you never thought right here that you would deal with people like us on your first interview. And I can imagine you like, all right, here's my first interview. All right, I got to be ready. And you're like, oh, these guys are fucking crazy.
I don't know, man.
I love it. I love it.
I don't have any confirmation of the opposite. So I don't know if you're crazy or not. But I know that you guys are awesome. For whatever, for better or for worse. Maybe you are crazy. Maybe we all are crazy in some ways.
That's right.
Well, we had a few weeks back on a show that Thunder here missed. We actually got one of those sexy girl sound drops.
I love the Will and Thunder show.
I've been waiting the entire show to kind of work that in because I haven't played it before.
I know that. You know what? And I think she's really talking to me more than she's talking to you right there.
Well, you weren't there. You weren't there that night.
I understand. Absence makes the heart grow fonder, damn it. That's a subliminal message right there.
A subliminal? So we could, we could ask her if she likes toes.
Oh, yeah. And you're going back to the toes thing? Look, man, all right, squeaky voice. It's like doing a show with one of the dwarves. Anyway, I may be short, but at least I got a tall voice. Love you, mean it.
Anyway,
I have a question. Alek, do you feel the love between us right there? You feel the love?
Oh yeah, no, that's out of the question, man. That's transparent.
Well, all right, so
go
ahead, Will.
Tell us a little bit about the lyrics for the Rhine. We're gonna, because we got a few minutes left before we play that. But tell us a little bit about the lyrics of that song.
So, okay, the whole idea of that song and how the lyrics go, it's essentially a song about a soldier who was in a massive war and then went crazy, and right now he is in asylum. He is in a solitary cell in an asylum, and just he is seeing things. He's hallucinating that someone is going to like snipe him through the window, and just experiencing like all sorts of nonsense. So that's kind of
Man, that's deep as hell, man. I was not expecting that much into it, but yeah, I mean, if you go back to an old, really metal song with One, talking about a, soldier right there, but yeah, I mean, to get that kind of depth into a song, you have to have that kind of degree of, okay, well, I'm going to slap you in the face with the story.
Well, probably one of the deepest
Story came later. So at first I wrote a bunch of music, and then Vladimir came up with the lyrics and with the story, and everything. So that's kind of how it came together.
Probably one of the deepest songs that I've ever written, and actually one of the most heavy and brutal too. And when I say heavy, I'm not talking about like thrash metal. When I say heavy, this song, it's a very slow, and it's just a metal song, but it has this groove that would just, just punches you in the gut.
It's got a great bass line.
But and that one, the music for that one came long before the words did. But but I sat down and I started writing and I was reminded of the. I had just seen something about about a home invasion where this couple was killed in their home, and I basically wrote the song about this guy, he's talking, it's got like he's in love and all that stuff. He's found the woman of his dreams, and if you're sitting there listening to the song, you're thinking, okay, why am I hearing lyrics that belong
a
in a
song
ballad
in
by
a heavy song?
to this music that's making me want to punch somebody.
Right.
But basically, what happens is they're lying in bed together, and somebody breaks into their house, and she gets shot and killed like instantly, and the guy jumps up, and he wasn't able to save her, but he winds up getting shot too, and paralyzed, and then at the end of the song, you find out that he's actually sitting there by a grave in a wheelchair, by his girlfriend's grave in a wheelchair, just basically begging for God to take him out, just put him out of his misery.
The whole concept of the song was really, it was unbelievable. I mean, we were in bands back in the, late 90s, early 2000s, through the 2000s, and we had a couple songs that were really good like that. One of my favorite songs we did was a song called Chemical Man, and talking about the struggles of drug addiction, and how you feel like a superhero at one moment, the next moment, you're nobody. I mean,
no, I hear that's the story that you just said, man. I had goosebumps, man. It's awesome. Wow.
Let me tell you.
But yeah,
after I wrote that song, I was married to my first wife at the time when I wrote that song, and we had just recently had there was like a rash of break-ins in our area, and after I wrote that song, I didn't do myself any favors because once we put the words with the music and started practicing the song, that song would be in my head when I was trying to go to sleep at night.
Gotcha.
So I wound up, I can only imagine how Stephen King or people like that must be. I write this one little song that scared the crap out of me for a little while, and then you've got people that have been writing. Well, I guess they're used to it, but can you imagine like Stephen King's kids?
Right. They never.
Hey, Daddy, tell me a story. No, actually, as a matter of fact, Dad, look, you know what? No, I don't want a story.
I'm good. No, I'm fine.
One second. I gotta interrupt. In about a minute, the show's gonna cut off to the people that are listening, unless you're in the line. But don't worry, it will be on YouTube in its entirety. I'll have it up sometime tomorrow. So don't worry. I'm just letting you know. It's gonna cut off here any minute, but we'll go ahead and keep going, wrap it up and everything, and it will be on YouTube for everybody. So,
all right.
Anyway, now what were you saying?
Bye-bye, everybody. For who it's going to cut off, bye-bye. I'll see you on YouTube tomorrow.
Yeah.
That's right.
So what were you saying?
Are you talking to me or talking to him?
Yeah.
I didn't say nothing. It wasn't me. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. No, anyway.
I interrupted Alek to say that. Because
No problem. I was just cracking jokes, and I was like, yeah, the kids were good. Like they didn't want the story. Anyway, it doesn't matter. So,
okay.
Anyway, where can I hear the song that you were talking about? Like
we never recorded it.
We never recorded
it.
Actually, exactly. You know what? And actually, we've talked about in the last. Actually, about 3 months, we're going to get back together with our buddies right there. Guitar player Todd Teal, who's awesome, man. Drummer right there, Brian. And me and Will are going to get back together and actually try and throw some stuff down so we can put it out here on the radio. So.
Well, and even if we don't do that, I mean, I can, once I get I'm just waiting. I'm waiting on a couple pieces of hardware so I can, just do some home recordings and stuff. So. But,
awesome.
But yeah, that's definitely one of the songs that I want on there. I mean, that's one of the better songs that
Sounds like a really nice idea. I mean, the story is great.
The stories. I mean, And it's just crazy right there when you talk about, you know, a guy right there and he stands up to protect his girl and they shoot him in the spine and then cannot protect her because he's stuck.
Mm-hmm.
Sad, but, you know, heroic too, and he has to sit there and watch. And, I mean, it's horrible, you know, horrible in a Hollywood way right there, but...
Yep.
Well, let's go ahead.
But yeah, and let's go ahead and listen to Hi, go ahead. I'm sorry, buddy. I'm just talking over you, man.
We're just now noticing that. This is The Rhine by Alek Darson. We'll be right back to wrap it up on the Will and Thunder Show. right, that was The Rind by Alek Darson. We're back here on the Will and Thunder show. That's an awesome song.
Indeed we are.
Hey, totally, you wouldn't expect. I mean, I think you'd expect a little more high-pitched vocals, or you get a little grunge in there, not grunge music, but a little grovel to the music right there when it comes to the vocals. That's awesome, man.
Yeah, man. Vladimir is the man, brother. You guys should get into, like, the other project that he's in, the Organized Chaos that I mentioned earlier. That was, like, that's kind of how I met him and, how we became friends and everything. He is
Organized Chaos. That's the name of their band right there? Organized Chaos?
I was in a band briefly called...
Now, I have a question here. Organized Chaos.
Mm-hmm. You can type in, like, Organized Chaos Serbia or Prague or something like that. Like, because it's actually, there's a bunch of... Yeah, there's a bunch of, like, Organized Chaos bands or stuff. But I think that we're the only ones that play progressive metal, at least, so...
Well, you know what? Let your buddies know about our show right there, and we'd love to have them on.
Sure will, actually. I actually will. No, I'll mention that, that you like, kissing and everything. So, and, the hand, he'll be really glad to hear about the hand and the tattoo and everything. Like, that's going to be, because it's actually funny. He is a graphic artist first. Like, that's his main thing. But actually, he sings his ass off, like, really well. So, multi-talented guy.
Yeah, we kind of got sidetracked with the time and everything. But I mean, hey, that happens. That's the beauty of it. I mean, just because the show cuts off to people listening, we're in what we call the overtime feature.
Good. No, I got it. It's cool.
Kind of like American football right here. We're in overtime right here. Kick a field goal and you're good. You already won the game, though, man.
Do you like American football? Alek?
What's up?
Do you like American football?
I have not gotten the chance yet to get hooked on it because I've pretty much just been studying and practicing. Yeah, no, sorry. I don't do sports. When I was a kid, I was like an NBA fan for a little bit then, kind of.
Okay.
That was as early as, so check this out, like this. I remember that Sonics were actually Supersonics, so it was a while back.
Well, now they're not even the Sonics anymore. They're the Thunder, the Oklahoma City Thunder.
Oh yeah, there you go. I have no idea. I'm not really into sports, so never mind.
I'm not much of a basketball fan, but I didn't know that little tidbit. But just wondering. But anyway, let's go ahead and wrap it up. And thanks for coming on. That was we had a lot of fun. Love hearing great music like that, and I'm definitely.
My pleasure.
I'm gonna send your stuff to Xander and everything, and try to get that connected. There needs to be a show with the two of you guys playing, and like for whoever plays last, there needs to be a song with the two of you on stage that you guys play together. That
would be cool. I'm totally down, man.
That needs to be recorded and put up on YouTube.
Yep.
And I'll tell you what, man. Look. It's hard to find somebody who is that talented, that is as humble as you are, and we appreciate that, man. It was just a great interview right here, and it felt like we were sitting at home just bullshitting, man. Love it.
Thank you so much, man. I really appreciate that, and you said so many kind words for my work and everything. I mean, Thank you.
Oh, thank you. And like I said, I'll get that review done on my blog here sometime this week.
Excellent. Looking forward to reading that, man.
Yeah, and this show will be up on the YouTube page sometime tomorrow. I'm starting a brand new job tomorrow, so I don't. Ordinarily, I'd have it up tonight, but I got to go to bed.
Huh? Cool. Well, good luck with that job. That must be an exciting time.
Yeah.
Well, we're actually in the process. It's about the end of our first year here doing this right here, and we're going to do a best of the Will and Thunder show, and we're going to try and put out a CD and get things rolling here for our radio show as well. And absolutely, you will be on this. On the best of.
I'm really glad to be a part of it, man. We're all beginning our something that we love and something that we want to do for life.
Exactly.
So I'm really glad. I'm really glad to be a part of it.
Well, thank you very much, man. Thank you for being a part of the Will and Thunder show, man. We love you, man.
Oh, wait, one thing else I wanted to ask you before we kill it. Yeah, this week we have we had you on the show. You're in Boston. Next week we have a band from Boston as well. A band called, they're like a punk metal band called Mongrel. Are you familiar with them?
What's the name again?
Mongrel, like the dog. Mongrel.
I have not heard of that band. Are they? Do you know if they're Berklee based or?
They're Boston.
I think they're just a bar band, you know.
No, they're signed.
Or
They're signed.
yeah, I mean they're not Berklee based. No, I mean
No.
they're not music school based, but I mean they're just you know.
I never heard of them, but I'll definitely check them out.
Yeah, I was just curious because we got two Boston shows in a row. That's never happened before.
That's cool. That's cool. No, Boston is a crazy town, man, especially because of this. Like, have you ever been? Any of you guys?
No, I've not been. I've been in New York. I've been to Seattle, and I've never been to Boston. No.
It's a crazy town, man. We have loads of. We have, especially right now, like on the. It's because of all this. It's like the biggest university city in the world, the biggest student city in the world. And just the flux of all the people that go through the city is crazy. Like you see, and you have, I mean, all sorts of people that you can imagine. Like it's so multicultural that it's ridiculous. And you see one set of people one year, next year, boom, nobody's there. Whole new set of people, you know.
You're like, what the hell's going on here?
Seriously, no. Like it's I've never seen anything like this, and I probably will not see it again. Like I think it's a pretty unique town.
That's awesome, man. You know what?
When you said that it was like one of the biggest college towns around, it just reminded me of that little clip in Spinal Tap where the manager says, oh well. Oh, one other thing, the Boston gig is canceled. Don't worry, it's not a big college town.
No. I know we gotta get going. We gotta get going here. But anyway, have you ever seen the movie Spinal Tap?
I don't think I've seen the movie.
Okay, well look, as a musician, I'm gonna tell you right now, you need to watch the movie.
I will.
If you ever play,
you got to. Hey, what should I watch first? Should I first watch the Escape Plan or Spinal Tap? You got to tell me this now, because I'm watching something right now.
Spinal Tap first, because I mean it's like written somewhere where if you're going to be a rock musician, you have to watch that movie.
Right.
All right.
Because
I guess the movie didn't make it over the pond, because I had some other movies that I watched. I guess that's okay, cool.
It came out in '82.
Yeah, I mean, it's old school, kind of like Iron Maiden style, you know, rock music right there. But you know what? If you ever play in a band, you're going to come up with things that this movie will give you answers for.
I'll watch that tonight. Mark my words. I grew up on Iron Maiden, so I can totally relate that.
I'm telling you, and not just Iron Maiden, but I mean, you know exactly what I'm talking about.
No, I know exactly, like quote unquote old school metal, right? Like so.
That's where we're from.
I mean, that's where I'm from, man. I mean, I'm not that young, man. 84 over here, so, you know.
84.
84.
You were born in 84?
Yep.
God love you. God love you.
Yeah.
I feel young hearing that. No, I'm kidding. Anyway, Alek, man, thanks for being on the show, man. I mean, honestly, you're very refreshing, man. Love you to death, man. And you fit the bill 100%. And you're just nice and awesome. And I'm gonna tell you what, hell of a guitar player, brother.
Thank you so much, man. I really appreciate that. Thank you. And it's been nothing but pleasure. I mean, as we said, it's been awesome. And I'm really glad that it was my first interview, that it was with the two of you guys. Like it's been a great experience.
Well, I'm glad you enjoyed it, man. Hopefully we can, we greased you up well for the next ones that are going to be a little harsher for you, but you know what?
Yeah, I'm sure it's going to be quite a surprise. Let's say that. Where is this atmosphere that I had in my first interview? I thought it was like the thing. No, seriously, man. I'm sorry that we're not.
Just remember my first
you guys
airline
can
flight.
see the smile that I have like all over my
face. That's right. Remember his first airline flight, and it'll all be good, brother, man. It's all good, man. And we'd love to have you back on the show here a little later down the line, man. When
anytime.
When you get to LA, give us a call, man.
No, for sure. Even before that, man. Whenever you want to, whenever you have a free slot, and whenever I have some news for you, I'll let you know. Stuff like that.
Well, you know what? just listen to the show, man. Be on there and call in sometime, man, and give a little insight into some of these people that we talk to. We got some kids that we've been talking to. They started out, man, just getting a band together. They're 15 years old, man, and we've kind of given a little hints here and there. And we've had them on the show twice now. We're going to have them on the show a third time here in a couple weeks. It'd be nice to have another, musician in here to tell them, look, man, keep practicing, and here's how you do it, and here's what you listen to, and here's how you learn how to do this and do that, especially you being a musician, not only, but a graduate of music. I mean, you have ideas on, your theory and all that kind of stuff. Give them some ideas right there.
Sure. No, definitely. I'll check it out for sure. I'll be there.
And that's the way that we can keep, this kind of music alive, you know what I mean?
Agreed.
Feed the young. Feed the young.
Yeah, man.
All right. Well, thanks a lot, and you have a good one, and awesome interview. We had a lot of fun.
Likewise. I'm glad we went over this. To the audience. All right, guys. All right.
Well,
Alek, man, look, I appreciate everything, man, and take it as it comes. If it comes easy, take it twice.
Cool, man. Right on. Okay, you guys have a great night, and I hope to hear from you soon. And I'll definitely check in one of the shows and maybe call in or something. I'll definitely be in the chat this week.
And we're waiting on the T-shirts, damn it.
Oh yeah, hey, yeah. We should. Okay, we should keep in touch. Keep in touch about that. No, for real though.
I'll send you my address. You can send.
We'll be in touch. Yeah, no worries.
And then I'll make sure Thunder gets his.
Make sure he gets all the nice pink and green crayons and everything. Nice white T-shirt and everything. All right, guys.
I appreciate it, man. And I can't wait.
Too much fun.
I cannot wait to get a T-shirt from you that's just nothing but a white T-shirt and one of your bumper stickers and a pack of crayons. I will laugh so hard it would kill me. I get to make my own. I mean, like a kid that needs a helmet.
DIY T-shirt, brand new thing, man. It's just the newest thing.
Nice.
Anyway, man. Hey, Alek, man, I love you to death, brother. You're fucking awesome, man.
You guys are great, man. Thank you so much for having me on the show once again, and I hope to hear from you soon. And all of the proggers out there and rockers, keep doing what you're doing. Don't give up on great music.
Thank you. You have a good one. Alek, I'm going to call you after we get done. Is that all right?
No, of course, for sure.
Okay, I'll call you in just about 2 or 3 minutes.
All right.
I just want to get address and stuff like that. All right, well, you have a good one.
Yeah, man.
Good night, man. Have a
Thank you
great
for
night,
listening to
man.
the Will and Thunder Show. The band that's going to take us out is Beyond the Fade from Charlotte, North Carolina. You can find them at Beyond the Fade at Twitter and also at Facebook, Beyond the Fade. The song's called Lights Out, and they're going to take us out. Thank you for listening to the Will and Thunder Show. We'll be back next week, same time, 10 p.m. Eastern till midnight, with another awesome guest for you. Later.
Blog Talk Radio.
Basically.
What the hell is that?
I'm sorry.
Well...
Welcome to the Will and Thunder Show.
Welcome to the Will and Thunder Show.
Well, hello there again. It's Tuesday night. You know what that means. It's another edition of the Will and Thunder Show. I am Kevin Thunder, and out here somewhere in the lands, I've got a William Telltale. How you doing there, buddy? How we making it?
I'm still trying to figure out where in the land I am.
I really don't know, man. Look, I've been trying to figure that out for over 30 years.
Spacing. We got a great show for you tonight, Alek.
Patience.
Huh?
I thought you said patience.
No, I said...
The 30 years is patience. I didn't give my first wife that much time.
I said spacing.
Oh.
Anyway, we got a hell of a show for you tonight. We got a phenomenal guitar player, axe shredder virtuoso, Mr. Alek Darson. He'll be with us in about 25 or 30 minutes. First, we do a little warm-up segment where we talk about the metal, the news about heavy metal and everything, since this is a metal show. But before we get into that, I got a little surprise for you there, Thunder. Yeah, I've started on my blog, which is williamtelltale.blogspot.com, and
Okay, I was waiting for that.
as well as on my Facebook page. I've started a little folder where I'm putting pictures in of me wearing the T-shirts of the bands that I've interviewed and reviewed. And
Very, very cool. But you know what? Don't be selfish. We need T-shirts too.
Well, that's what I wanted to surprise you about. I can't ask for 2 shirts. I can ask for 1. But one of our favorite guests that we've had so far said, "Hey, let's get Thunder one too."
Really?
Yeah, it'd be Mr. Mick James.
Well, you know what? And you know what? I know what shirt you're talking about, and I can't wait to have one.
Well, he asked me if you should get the one that says "I'm Mick James's bitch," and I was about to say yes, but I decided I didn't want to do that to him.
You know what? I'd have taken that one and gave it to my wife. I'm ready to spread the wealth there. You know what?
Well,
anyway, so Mick James is giving us a couple T-shirts right there. What a guy, man.
Yeah. I've got. There's only one T-shirt, one picture up there right now, and that's from Madison Rising, and we haven't even done their show yet. But coming, we've got Rise Back, Antagonizers, Who Was I? And I'm drawing a huge blank here. But there's 2 others.
So you got a bunch of T-shirts. You're throwing it up on your blog of you wearing the T-shirts, rocking out, and showing some support for the bands that we've had on our show.
Absolutely. And you're gonna get a Mick James. You're gonna get a Mick James shirt. And there's one more. I can't remember who. But that's not important. Let's do the news now.
I read the news today, oh boy.
Welcome to the news. You got anything for us, Thunder?
Hey, man, you got to get a little more lively than that. Welcome to the news. This is rock and roll news, man. Let's talk about some rock and roll, man. Let's get a little lively here.
Welcome to the news.
much better right there, man. Get a little growl kick in there. But yeah, I got a little story right here. Has to do with there's a band I just discovered them a little while ago. Really, really great band. Adrenaline Mob. One of their drummer, phenomenal drummer, Mike Portnoy. One of the best drummers I've ever heard in my life. I love his offbeats and all that. But anyway, this week at one of their shows, some, may I say, dumbass wears one of the new Dream Theater T-shirts to the concert. And he kind of called the guy out. Like, listen, man, and look, yes, I was with them, but I'm not with them. I'm not a part of that album. I don't understand why you'd put this, together like that. But, I mean, and it's like wearing a Sammy Hagar shirt to go see Van Halen with, the great guy right there. It just makes no sense to me. Why are you going to come and show David Lee a shirt like that? Same thing to Mike Portnoy.
Or actually, a better analogy would be, because there's even worse blood. I mean, there's a lot of bad blood between Portnoy and Dream Theater. But so a better analogy would be somebody wearing a Metallica shirt to go to get an autograph from Dave Mustaine.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's just bad taste right there. I mean, and I understand if you don't know metal and you're thinking, oh yeah, well I know this guy and I know he played for Dream Theater, and go out to your local music store and buy a Dream Theater T-shirt, but do your homework, man.
Yeah, that guy,
Absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, I damn sure wouldn't wear a Metallica shirt to go get an autograph from Dave Mustaine. Actually, Dave Mustaine wouldn't tweet about it. Dave Mustaine would just whoop your ass.
Oh, exactly. Or that's like going to a Dream Theater concert with a shirt with a picture of that jackass on it. Excuse me, I'm making these right.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, one of a Jeff Tate shirt or something.
Exactly.
Yeah. Anyway, that kind of derailed me there on the Queensrÿche thing, but it's me. Yeah.
Going a little too faster than my brain does. I need to learn how to slow that down, especially with my wife.
Well, do you remember a while back I told you about this crazy band from Japan? They're playing a lot of heavy metal and everything, and it's these two teenage girls, or actually three teenage girls, baby metal, and they're playing this really heavy music and everything, and they're just dancing around, singing basically Japanese pop. They're called baby metal. Remember what I told you about them a while back?
I do remember they played a little bit for us, and it's kind of like if you take a death metal band and you have them play behind one of those dance machines in the arcade.
Right. And the vocals sound like the soundtrack of some of these Japanese animation movies with with the real cute sounding girl harmonizing and stuff like that. But this music is heavy metal. But anyway, they're called baby metal. Anyway, they finally they've been taking the internet by storm, but they finally played their first show in the United States this week. And it was at the Fonda Theater in L.A. that seats about 1,200 people, and it was sold out. So
that's amazing.
That's impressive.
On the internet right there. And they're good, don't get me wrong. They've got definitely a unique sound. And the music behind it's really, really good, but the combination of the two is kind of disturbing to your brain. I mean, you're trying to put the two together. It's kind of hard.
One of these things is not like the other.
Exactly. I mean, it's exactly what it's like.
Well,
it's like
I like them. The band that's behind them is really talented. I mean, maybe not in their song "Gimme Chocolate," which is the first single or hit or whatever they came out with, but some of their other stuff. I mean, you can hear some definite talent in the music that accompanies them. But they're if I can,
when the USA sold out.
It sold out. I'm here in North Carolina. I mean, I wouldn't drive to Atlanta to see them. But if they came to like Myrtle Beach or something, that's about an hour and a half away from me, I'd go. Or if they came to Raleigh, which is an hour, I'd go. But just to see what their show's like.
That's crazy.
I would definitely go, and I'd be rocking out. I'd bring a Hershey bar and have him autograph it. It's like, give me chocolate.
Yeah, that's one of those things there. You kind of widen your horizons right there. Take a listen to that. I mean, as we said, the music's good, and then the lyrics are kind of, kind of stand back and try and put them together. It's kind of like, I don't know, it's kind of hard to wrap your head around, but it's kind of cool, man. It's a new concept, definitely.
Yeah. I mean, if this takes off in the United States, I mean, like really takes off, then we're going to be saturated with that type of music, and it'll be cool for like the first 6 months or so, and then it'll get old. But,
absolutely. I mean, can you imagine like Spare and Justin Bieber doing a song together? Oh, God have mercy.
hold on.
Which never happened to kill him in a
I'm about to
heartbeat.
vomit. Oh, God.
You threw up a little in your mouth on that one?
Yeah, just a little.
But you know what I mean. And now, all the lyrics are Japanese, so you don't really understand what they're saying for the most part,
No.
for the one I listen to.
No, you can't understand them, but I mean, like Deep Purple said, I mean, they can't understand a word she says, but that's my woman from Tokyo.
Right. Hey, what else you got in the news today?
Well, we got a little teaser. By the way, I just want to say hi to everybody that's in the chat room. We got a few people in there, including our guest who will be with us in about 15 or 20 minutes, Mr. Alek Alek Darson. Just wanted to say hi to him, but I also kind of wanted to tease one of our future shows, a show that we're going to have in 2 weeks. We brought up the fact that baby metal was like internet and YouTube sensations. Well, we have another one coming up in 2 weeks, the Harp Twins. And if you're unfamiliar with them, go check them out on YouTube. They're it's two twin girls, and they play the harp, but they do metal songs. They've got like Fear of the Dark by Iron Maiden as played on a harp. Well, two harps. Well, the latest song that they've done, it was just released like yesterday or today, is Crazy Train by Ozzy. So I thought that was kind of noteworthy, seeing as we're going to have them on the show here in a couple weeks. But
I mean, it's just amazing to take, that kind of talent like they have and to put it towards the type of music we love. I mean, I love hearing that. There's a lot of bands out there that, will switch stuff up. There's a couple quartets out there, that play strings that will do the same thing. And then there's like, the lounge-style bands that will take, popular songs and switch them up. Yeah, I really like that, man. I like to hear the different genres and how they would have done a song like that.
yeah. Well, they're definitely good. They do another Iron Maiden song too, Dance of Death. And Fear of the Dark and Dance of Death are two of Iron Maiden's most, intricate and epic songs. So, I mean, for them to play songs like that on the harp is just, incredible.
Speaking of intricacy, I mean, Alek, who's going to be on here in just a minute, he is the epitome of that right there. Listen to his songs. It's amazing.
Yeah.
What he puts together, right? I mean, and to be able to do that consistently, put it on tape like that, I was totally amazed when I was checking him out on YouTube. I was like, man, I mean, up there as good as anyone who's ever played with Dream Theater or played, melodic metal like that, by any means.
Yeah, and he is incredible. That's why I was really excited to have, when we booked him. After I listened to some of his stuff, I was like, whoa, because we had another shredder on a while back, but I don't really want to get too much into that other than